Good evening, good evening. This is Kayetta Cooks. I'm a certified wellness coach with Akana, and Akana means in the hands of God. And so over the next few minutes, we're going to share with you the importance of knowing your blood, the 5 steps to generational wealth, and also how you may take advantage of the opportunity to be a part with us. Join hand in hand with us as we create the first Black Blue Zone in America. And so when we talk about the problems, we know that there are so many problems that are existing in the United States. What we do know is that the number one problem in the US boils down to the food, right? The food. In fact, our CEO, Melissa Boston, has coined this problem, suicide. What does she mean by that? What she means is we are digging our graves with our fork. So, we're going to talk about how food affects our body, how it affects our health, including our mind, and ultimately the decisions that we make. And so, when we look at the original diet, we understand that that original diet was filled with all kinds of vegetables and fruits, fruits from the trees, vegetables from the ground. And so it was nutrition to our bodies. However, over a period of time, now we have what's called the new diet, which has been compromised because of the high demand for the consumer consumption of food. And so now we're looking at a restaurant, sometimes 2 to 3 restaurants on every block, right? Drive ups everywhere. So instead of preparing food and prepping food, people are finding the convenience of going into a drive-through and ordering, right? Ordering that food. But the problem is that food is filled with all kinds of trans fat, toxins, and things that lead things like inflammation to our body, pain, clogged arteries. And so we understand that this problem exists and it leads us to some serious other problems, like the silent killer. What do I mean by the silent killer? In 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease, and about 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. And you know what the problem is with that? The problem is that when it happens, there's no do-over. There's no rewind time. There's no pause in it, right? The damage is done and the person is not even aware of it. And another alarming fact is that the number of our 14 to 19-year-olds that are going to the doctor and they're showing up as much as 40% of blocked arteries. We're talking about not having even reached 21. And when you think about that, these are children, right, that most likely live at home with their parents. So basically, what the parents or their guardians are preparing for them could very well be the cause of their blocked arteries. Well, when we look at the causes, we understand that heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and a shortened life is the top 4 reasons for generational illness and sickness. So the time is now. Why is the time now? Because 95% of heart attacks, strokes, aneurysms, diabetes, type 1 or 2, they are preventable. Why are we living shortened lives? Well, there's various different reasons, but what it all boils down to, right, is knowing the significance of how your body operates and what's good and what's not. And when we look at congestive heart failure and cardiovascular disease, there's a very, very important fact that when I tell you the answer to this question, it may very well just throw you off the Richter scale, just like it did me. So the question was asked, do you know the significance of age 45 for African Americans? And I started saying stuff like, okay, they finally get a good job, or, they finally found their mate, things like that. And then they began to talk to me about dangerous levels of atherosclerosis. And I didn't know what that means. And so there may be some people on the line that do not know what that means. So I'm going to break it down to you like they broke it down to me. They said, take a look at this. You have a clean artery, right? There's no blockage. The outer wall, the endothelium wall is thin. So there's no restriction. What does that mean? That means that the blood can flow to and fro, not only just the blood, but the oxygen can flow to and fro without restriction. But over a period of time, whether it's poor diet choices, whether it's stress, anxiety, depression, what happens over a period of time is optimal becomes borderline, and the walls begin to thicken, and plaque begins to build up, and then optimal becomes borderline, borderline becomes high, right? And high, you kind of feel it, but then you kind of don't, and you're just caught up in life's lifing, right? And then, and what happens is now high becomes dangerous levels of atherosclerosis, and now you have a completely blocked artery. And when that happens, then we're talking about heart attacks. We're talking about aneurysms. We're talking about breakage in the arteries, which would leave you completely impaired, probably for the rest of your life. So the truth of the matter is, by the time you're 45 in the African American community, you are 2 times more likely to die from heart disease. So think about it. Think about your car and how they say you need to get an oil change depending on what kind of oil. Maybe it's 3 years, 3,000 miles, or maybe it's 7,000 miles. Um, what we come to find out is that you're 2 times likely to die. And that oil, if you don't get that oil, right, that car is going to die. That engine is going to die. And so today we're going to talk about the importance of getting an oil change, not on your car, but getting a internal change in your body. We're talking about cleansing your gut and cleansing your red and your white blood cells. We need a change, right? We need a change. And so when the certified wellness coaches begin to talk to me about the importance of knowing my blood type, they also shared this vision with me. They said that our vision is a world where everyone has access to the nutrition and resources they need to thrive, creating healthier, more resilient communities. And through personalized wellness for your blood type, we're breaking cycles of disease and poverty, empowering families to build a legacy of health and prosperity for generations to come. Now, I don't know about you, but I begin to start thinking about what I was going through. Because, see, when I met Akana, I was in trouble. I was in trouble. I had migraine headaches every day. I had inflammation in my knees and my ankles. The doctors were recommending surgery for my knees. I had blood pressure ratings that was out of control no matter what I did. I was fastly approaching 300 pounds, had rapid weight gain, and I didn't understand because I was eating salads every day. I always put cayenne pepper and avocado and apple cider vinegar on my salads because I was told that would help you lose weight, right? And so they begin to tell me that there's 5 key reasons why these problems impact our communities, like they are impacting me today. And I was so intrigued because I knew I was in trouble and I did not have the answer. Well, they said the first thing you want to do is you want to find out your blood type. And so I found out that I was AB positive. So we'll get into that. Um, I found out that, everything that I was eating was against my blood type. And so they took me back a little bit. They said, hey, listen, identifying the problem is great, but understanding the problem is a whole nother level, right? And so they said the five key reasons why these problems impact communities is this. Number one, the lack of understanding blood types. Most people do not understand it. If they're blood type O, they might say, hey, I'm a universal giver. If you're blood type AB, you might say, hey, I'm a universal receiver. But do you know that our blood type is so much more? There are four blood types: A, B, O, and AB. And your blood type, whether you're a B, a O, or AB, is a powerful genetic fingerprint that identifies you as surely as your DNA. Now, that may sound, like an aggressive statement, but it most certainly is. It's just as equivalent, even more important than your DNA. So my question is, do you know your blood type? Now, Valerie shared with me, yes, I know my blood type. I'm like, O positive, right? We know that blood type A's need a plant-based diet. Blood type B's are able to have a balanced univore, right? And that means that they can, eat some meats and it not um bother them so much, right? An AB like myself is ultra adaptable, meaning that anything really can change the trajectory of our health disposition if it's consumed in a heavy way. So we really have to be very conscious of what we're eating. Blood type O's have a need for high protein to thrive. And so those things are very important. And as we continue to break down the blood types even more, one of the things that we're going to ask you to do is, as we continue to educate you on the importance of your blood type, we're asking if you would lock hand in hand with us and make a commitment to join us to reach 1 million families learn their blood type. Can you imagine what that would do for our community? So why your blood type matters, I'll tell you why. You want to know your blood type so you can save your life, extend your life, right? When you know your blood type, here's some things that you have in the power of your hand. You prevent chronic illness. You tap into your genetic advantage. You have a boost of energy. Oh my goodness, that's an understatement. You reduce inflammation, you lose weight, and you have holistic healing, healing from the inside out. So, your blood type is the key to understanding your body's nutritional blueprint. You have to understand your body and how it was designed and why it does what it does when it does it, right? And so your blood type is the single most important determinant in how your body interacts with the food you eat. And if those foods, will cause three things: inflammation, digestive problems, and or weight gain. So you see on the left-hand side, this woman is a demonstration of proper digestion because this lady is eating according to her blood type. But then on the right hand side, we can obviously tell that this gentleman is not eating according to his blood type, right? And I'll give you in a minute some ways that you can find out if you are being affected by your digestive system is being affected because you're not eating according to your blood type. So when we look at your blood type and chronic disease risk goes hand in hand. So based on your blood type, are you at an increase or a decrease for these following: cancer, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes? So you want to ask yourself, am I at risk? Increase or decrease? Well, in O's, there's a decrease. But in A's, B's, and AB's, there is an increase. And that's critical to know. Why? Because if you're a blood type A, you're considered agrarian, nature's vegetarians, prone to digestive and heart issues, red meat, shrimp, crab, lobster, and dairy can be, excuse me, harmful, especially harmful to you. They are naturally creative and inventive and require peace and harmony. So you can always tell when you're talking to a blood type A, peace and harmony, or they're going to scatter the other way, right? And then B is a more balanced, right? They thrive on a diverse diet. However, chicken, shrimp, crab, and lobster can disrupt their health. Now, they have a more balanced immune and digestive system, but they are resilient, but tend to suffer from autoimmune diseases, IBS, and other issues. And if you're a blood type O, the oldest blood type, they thrive on a high protein diet. However, catfish, pork, dairy, refined carbs, white wine, and gluten can cause significant issues. They have a strong immune and digestive system, and they tend to experience more ulcers, arthritis, and thyroid issues. And if you're AB like myself, you're considered to be more complex and modern. The rarest blood type, a blending traits of A and B, and they must balance the dietary restrictions of both types for optimal health. Now, you might be saying to yourself, I don't know my blood type. Well, if you've experienced any of these illnesses and sicknesses and diseases, you better know your blood type. Now, our immune system is designed to protect us from what are called lectins. Now, the lectins are in the food, and 95% of those lectins are sloughed off by the body. However, 5% are filtered into the bloodstream where they react with and destroy red and white blood cells. And when that happens, your immune system is now compromised. The door is wide open. So I'd like for you to take a snapshot of this picture as we run through the sample avoid list. As I run through them, I want you to remember one person's food is another person's poison. And this is a sample list of foods considered toxic for the various blood type, but we have more for you. So if you're blood type A, tomatoes, bananas, red meat, potatoes, and shrimp are poison to you. Blood type B, chicken, avocado, excuse me, black beans, shrimp, and crustaceans like crab, leg, and lobster. It's poison to a blood type B. Blood type O, catfish, avocado, oranges. Yeah, oranges. It's toxic. White wine and cashews. It's poison to a blood type O. And a blood type AB, chicken, bananas, black beans, avocado, shrimp. I almost want to say that song, you name it, right? It's like ABs, like, oh my goodness, I have to find all of the ABs in the world so I can save them, right? That's how I feel. And so we are going to read the four blood types, four diets, eat right for your type, which is a book that was released by Dr. Peter J. Diamo as he picked up his father's mantle of decades of research to share with us. So learn your blood type, absolutely. Why? Because whether you're AB, or O, if you not only take this information, but you share it with your family and friends, you break the generational cycle. The power is truly, truly, truly in your hands. You just have to make a decision and do something with it. And so, if you think about it, if they give you the wrong blood, it could kill you, right? But think about this. If you eat the wrong food, it could be slowly killing you as well. So you might be thinking, why are we just learning right now that food impacts my blood cells based on blood type? Well, it's an easy answer to that. If it isn't taught in medical school or created by Big Pharma, it isn't promoted in the United States. So when you think about big business equals profits over people, that's exactly the truth. When you look at cigarettes, trans fats, 5G cell phones, GMOs, and milk, they're all highly profitable, all highly promoted. Most of them are very addictive, right? But it's highly linked to things like cancer, diabetes, um, heart disease, and a shortened life. So you might be thinking, who else eats according to your blood type? I never heard this information before, right? Well, Japan does. You know who doesn't? The United States. And there's a direct correlation between knowing your blood type, eating right for your blood type, and life expectancy. See, Japan comes in at number one with life expectancy. They live an average of 84.6 years of age, and they mostly eat according to their blood type. But then you have the United States where we have food that's allowed for us to consume that are banned in other countries. Why is that? Well, what I do know is that the average life expectancy in the African American community is less than 72%, while Americans overall have a life expectancy of 76. Hmm, something is wrong with that picture. All right. And so we want you to understand that by following the blood type diet, there has been anecdotal evidence that shows millions of people that reported positive improvement by adhering to the blood type practices. So we want you to know that you can protect yourself from common viruses and infections and take a stand against life-threatening diseases. You can achieve your ideal weight and slow the aging process and cleanse your body of toxins and unhealthy fats. So that was the blood type. But let's get into the second key reasons for heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and a shortened life. It's going to be dangerous levels of oxidation. See, on the left-hand side, you see some bananas that look like they're about to go bad, right? They're brown. Now, you know, you're not going to buy them like that unless you have a specific need for that, right? When you go in the grocery store. But let me tell you what's happening. Oxidation is setting in. And you might as well say it's equivalent to those rusted screws on the right-hand side. So researchers have finally identified one of the most important contributors to get a load of this: heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, and many of the other problems associated with getting older. And then we look at the solution for that, it's going to be antioxidants. See, fruits and vegetables are loaded with plant compounds called phytonutrients, which are also having antioxidant abilities. In fact, some phytonutrients have shown to disable cancer-causing substances as well. So just think about it. We can be proactive instead of reactive, right? Let's get into the third key reason. The third key reason for the health crisis is going to be the lack of omega-3s, omega-3 deficiencies. And so when that happens, and feel free to take a snapshot, we're talking about your cardiovascular health is at risk. You have an increased risk of heart attacks, strokes, and high blood pressure. There's also a decline in your cognitive state. So there's the increased risk of depression, anxiety, and Alzheimer's and dementia. And then chronic inflammation, where it accelerates the progression of diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and autoimmune disease. lack of omega-3s. What about the metabolic health? See, the metabolic health contributes to weight gain, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. It also contributes to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which can progress to liver cirrhosis or liver cancer. Then there's your immune function, where a lack of omega-3s weakens your immune function, making the body more susceptible to infections. And last but not least, bone health, which increases the risk of osteoporosis, leading to fractures and a higher risk of complications, especially in our older adults. And let's look at the fourth reason. The fourth key reasons for the health crisis is going to be an unhealthy gut. See, we understand that 70% of our immune system is in our gut. And the proper word for your gut is actually microbiome, okay? Microbiome. And so when we talk about an unhealthy gut, see, gut issues arise when our diet includes improper food choices and lacks sufficient fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics. Simple fix. Your food is not digesting like your body was designed. Then you have a weakened immune system, malabsorption, nutritional deficiency, inflammation, skin problems, mental health challenges, weight management, hormonal imbalances, and autoimmune conditions. Those are signs of an unhealthy gut. Has anything rung a bell for you or someone you know, love, and care about? Because here's the thing, write their name down. Write their name down. Please remember to invite them back to a call like this so that they can hear the same information you're hearing now. So let's get into key number 5. Number 5 is going to be parasite invasion. When there is a parasite invasion in the body, it causes three main things. Number 1, chronic infections and inflammation, which leads to heart disease, diabetes, chronic fatigue, and autoimmune disorders. Parasites have even been present in autopsies. So parasites are invading our organs, brains, lungs, and liver. And when that happens, now we're talking about our mental health is compromised. See, parasites in the brain can cause depression, anxiety, and even schizophrenia. Now, we talked about the 5 key reasons for those crises. So now let's give a disclaimer. We're going to talk about the 5 steps to generational health and how we can walk hand in hand together to help you reach your health goals. Now, before I do that, I must give a disclaimer. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician. All right. Um, or other healthcare professionals. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements. And of course, individual results may vary. So, the blood type kit, let's get into it. Uh, this kit, right, which you can get today, starts your health journey based on your biology. It includes a mini blood type chart and a digital list, right? And you can find out your results in minutes. So when we look at our options for a package, we have blood kit number 1. Now, the blood type support kits include a herbal tea, nutrition, and optional testing for all bloods types. It is designed to kickstart the cleansing of your colon and blood. So you get the blood type test, the bitters, the detox meal plan, the sample meal replacement shake called the Fuel, an individual digital blood type download, and so much more for only $59.95. And if you say, well, hey, I know my blood type, what we want to encourage you to do is pay it forward, because not everyone in the household has the same blood type. They may have different blood types, and it'll be good for the food preparer, Lord bless these hands, right, to know how to cook for all blood types. And so pay it forward. But if not, you save $10. It's $49.95, right? And in this kit, I think this kit is so powerful at such a low price. The 4-day blood cleanse herbal bitters detox comes in that pack. It's fast acting, fan favorite, and effective. And so here's how it works. Number one, it's going to boost your digestion by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes, bile, and stomach acid, and which are essential. Then it regulates your appetite and reduces cravings for unhealthy foods. It's also going to support your liver detoxification by filtering out toxins from the blood. It eliminates fat soluble toxins through the digestive system and equalizes the body and reduce inflammation. And last but not least, it's going to improve that microbiome, which is that gut, by promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria and inhibiting harmful bacteria. And so this is I'm smiling because I love this product here. I absolutely love this product called the Fuel. It comes in choco berry and vanilla, and it targets the 5 key areas that we just talked about. It's the world's first. There's no other product out there like this product, and it targets all blood types. It's for all blood types. It has plenty, I mean, loaded with antioxidant protections, loaded with omega fatty acids, absolutely loaded with gut health, which is prebiotics, probiotics, and fiber, and so much more. And then, of course, it has the parasite remover. And it's important to understand that killing the parasites is just not enough. You have fecal matter, you have all kind of stuff that's finding its way into the bloodstream, so you're still not happy. Um, and so the world's first product is here, and it can be in your package should you choose. Now, we also have a community called the Full Body Reset 360, and it's time to reset your health naturally, right? Naturally. So 1 week, one decision, a lifetime of wellness. And here's the 360 preview at a glance. When you purchase the kit, here's what you get. It's a combine when you and also you combine raw foods with cold pressed juices and herbal formulas. And when you do that, it targets toxic buildup, inflammation, hormonal imbalances, gut health, designed to help your body heal itself. Did you know that we could heal ourselves? So you might be saying, what if your body didn't need another prescription, but an opportunity to heal? This is how we all should be thinking. Do we just need an opportunity to heal? Well, I say yes, because when we look at the blue zones, see, there's 6 blue zones all over the world, but there's not one in the United States. So our goal is to empower over 1 million families to improve their health and wealth. So these are 6 areas in the world where people eat far less animal meat and live longer than average. So we want to create the first Black blue zone. Blue zone. What is a blue zone? Blue zones are regions in the world where people live the longest, healthiest life, often thriving well into their 90s and hundreds with low rates of chronic disease. The communities share common habits, clean eating, daily movement, strong social connections, and purpose driven living. Sounds like something that I desire in my household. What about you? Why creating the first blue zone matters. Right now, no blue zone exists where African descended communities lead in longevity, largely due to the effects of poor diet, environmental stress, and limited access to culturally relevant wellness tools. So, by reclaiming our health through food, community, and holistic living, we're rewriting the narrative and creating the first Black Blue Zone, a place where we don't just survive, we thrive. Now, when we talk about this 360 community, here's the amazing medical advisory board that comes together at least once a week and they share the inside scoop, right? And so we're excited about that. Now, in your 7 day, your 7 day that is connected to the community, the 360 community, you get this for $217. Now, the 7 day cleanse on auto ship drops it to $109. Now, that's not the whole kit, but excuse me, that's when you put the 7 day cleanse on auto ship. It's a game changer. So, there is a game changer because it drives auto ship. Other exciting products like CBD, hemp Govi, essential oils, hair care, skincare, baking essentials, and so much more are right there at your fingertips. Replacement money, you are going to eat anyway, right? You're going to eat anyway. Well, these products will help you, right, reduce your grocery bill because we're all about focusing on healing yourself. Now, here's some other possible benefits: reduction on health related issues. That's a strong possible, right? Lower insurance premium. Don't you know that if you are sick, when they run that MIB, which is Medical Information Bureau report, right? When they run that and they see that you've gotten a prescription filled out, hey, what's going on here? And then they'll charge you a higher premium, right? Lower life insurance premium, more healthy working years, right? And so there's tons of benefits, tons of value in this 7 day reset. For just $217, you get so much more. And then for 109, for the 7 day cleanse, when you put it on auto ship. So you can take a snapshot of this as we talk about how gentle it is, how powerful it is, how proven it is. You want to reset your body into the inside out with this 3-step total body cleanse, trusted by expert naturopaths and medical doctors, and backed by tens of thousands of success stories. So my only question is going to be, what's going to be yours? As we dive into this 7 day cleanse, you get the eliminator, which allows you to eliminate mucus and parasites. They call it the mucus and parasite buster. Bust it up, right? Featuring, you could take a picture of the ingredients, but it also has in this pack the purifier, which is a liquid colonic. And I like to call it a, what do we say? Liquid Drano. It's going to get all of the toxins out of the body. And so the last but not least is going to be the regenerator. And that's your foods. As you have cleansed your gut and your red and white blood cells, now it's time to pour back in. And so you have a whole entire system, not the product, with that 7 day. So it's gentle enough for daily life, powerful enough to produce results. It promotes deeper elimination, cellular renewal, and clearer digestion without harsh disruptions. Now, for those of you who'd like to lose just a little bit more weight, we have the hemp Govi, and we're calling that a game changer because while some are out getting injections that may possibly put their health at risk, right? We have developed an all natural, all organic product called hemp Govi. So we encourage you to um, to understand that hemp Govi is the shot worth taking, and our new lines of drinkables allow you to ditch the injectables and drink your way to slimmer waist and flatter tummy. So you might want to look at that. And here's some key ingredients, some key benefits. My apologies. It burns fat naturally. It boosts metabolism. It curbs appetite. It supports digestive health, and it promotes the overall balance. And so, what do you get out of this community, right? How does the full body reset community support you? It supports you by giving you access to the right products. There's no guessing, real results. We have weekly coaching, Zoom calls, private member group, meal guides and grocery lists, education modules, blood type tests, and ABO charts, bonus bitters cleanse, and built in support and accountability. When you do that, it equals transformation. So we are excited about walking alongside of you to help with your transformation. Now, we talked about knowing their blood type. We talked about losing weight and getting rid of waste. And so now let's talk about putting an entire solution together. See, I don't know what it is that you may be dealing with, but what we do know is cannabis and the blood type diet may be crucial to some. See, cannabis reduces inflammation, it helps manage stress, and improve the digestive system, right? I don't know about you, but I needed help in some of those areas. And so if you're blood type A, who has the lower stomach acid, higher stress, and susceptibility to heart disease, and the susceptibility to autoimmune conditions and nervous system disorders, or if you're blood type O with higher risk of inflammatory conditions, arthritis, and over acidity, or a blood type AB that has a sensitivity to digestive and immune stressors. We want you to understand that by leveraging the properties of CBD and cannabis alongside the blood type diet, individuals may achieve a more balanced, harmonious approach to wellness tailored to their unique biological disposition. And so when we talk about cannabis, we definitely want to make sure you understand the endocannabinoid system. And what I have read is body needs a level of cannabinoids, right? Because we have a system called the endocannabinoid system that works our body and works our digestive system. And so you may need cannabis. See, unlike pharmaceuticals that often target single symptoms, cannabinoids interact with the endocannabinoid system to provide a systemic benefit, right? Offering a more natural approach to health and wellness. Simply, what am I it simply brings the body back into balance. How many of us want to just come on back into the fold, back into balance where we once were? And so when we're looking and striving for that, we want you to understand that when we're talking about cannabis, we're talking about CBD and THCA. And this company, right? It is a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp. And out of more than 85 different cannabinoids, it is the second most common next to Delta 9, which does have THC in it. And unlike THC, CBD is non-psychotropic. Non-psychotropic. So let's get into THCA. THCA is a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp, naturally occurs, and out of more than 100 different cannabinoids, THCA is a non-psychoactive precursor to THC found in raw cannabis. And when heated up, whether that's through smoking, vaping, or cooking, the THCA converts into THC, the psychoactive compound. So that A falls off, and now you have the psychoactive um, results, right? Well, why important? Because we are a CBD wellness company. We started off a wellness, right? When we expanded into wellness. So through our CBD products, we want you to understand that they are specially formulated with a proprietary blend of herbs and botanicals to elevate your well-being. So you may need the raw cannabis THCA. It aligns with the plant-based diets. It offers therapeutic benefits without the high, similar to juicing cannabis leaves or flowers, and particularly strong benefits with these conditions: arthritis, autoimmune disorder, anti-inflammatory, neuroprotective, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and chronic pain, and cancer. So you may need to, if you're dealing with any of that, you may need to look at our Diamond Star, which is the actual flower. It is amazing. And now we have over 70 plus products. And of course, we don't have time to talk about them. But if you're a plant lover, a coffee lover, we have a plant-based coffee that is amazing. Essential oils, I use them every day, especially spearmint and peppermint. Oh, I absolutely love it, especially in the car. Then we have pain cream that's absolutely amazing. We also have a fabulous line of hair care products. And if you're good in the kitchen, we got something for you too, right? So we talked about Akana and we talked about who Akana is. And now I want to ask you to walk hand in hand with us, right? Now, feel no pressure. Whatever it is that you're able to do, we would love for you to help us get the word out. But let's take a closer look at wellness influencers. Well, why be a wellness influencer? Let's look at some other influencers and what they're doing in their industry. See, Stormy Steele was the first TikTok streamer to sell over 1 million in one session of beauty products, and Lee achieved over 1.7 billion dollars in sales in 12 hours live. 12 hours. And what was he offering? Lipstick. Lipstick, right? So you can't tell me that this is not a game changer, because it is. See, when influencers hold the power to shape brand perception, drive massive sales, and create personal connections with audiences, those are people that we need to connect with, right? Those who ignore this trend risk falling behind in a rapidly evolving digital economy. And the influencer economy isn't just a trend, it's the future of marketing. So the time is now. Why is the time now? Because the influencer business is booming. We don't even shop the same anymore. See, viral trends like TikTok made me buy it has reshaped consumer behavior, driving millions in product sale, millions in a matter of hours. And the influencer market is currently at 33 billion globally. Billion, projected to reach 107 billion to 190 billion by 2030. We're talking about the wellness industry. My question to you is, how much of that are you going to make sure that you have coming back in into your household while you get healthy? Now, if that just rings a bell to you, if that just tugs on your heart and you may be considering it, take a snapshot of our Wellness Influencer Pack. Now, this packet has hundreds of different products, right? That you can start off using and even sell them. But what I absolutely love is that it gives you an opportunity to leave a lasting legacy and impact on your community and beyond. So we look forward to you looking at us from a partnership standpoint. And you might want to be a bit more hands-on. You can go more in depth with this thing with our certified wellness coach pack. You can take a picture of that as you get over a $3,000 value. $3,000 value with this product. I know I was shopping around for wellness certified wellness courses and classes, and I saw nothing less than $5,000. So this is a great opportunity. Why? Because if you help 1.5% of the people in the United States understand the importance of knowing their blood type, finding out their blood type, and begin to actually do something about it, right? That's 5 million people. And if only and if they spend just $50 with us, maybe they get just that number one pack, right? That's 250 million in sales. And if 80% of the people reject you, we still impact 1 million people. That's powerful to me. My hair stands up on my arms every time I say that, right? And so we understand that the first 100,000 to 150,000 involves the involved in the business will earn up to 80% of the wealth of the company. And Harvard Business School says select the company at least 18 months old. 90% of the companies fail their first 18 hours. And according to Harvard Business School, if a company has less than 500,000 people, it is a great opportunity. And if less than 100,000 people, it is an opportunity of a lifetime. So, why am I saying this? Akana has just celebrated their 6th year of success here in business, and we are just getting started. We've just started kicking up the dirt. And what does that mean? That there is plenty of room for you. So I don't know where your heart is tugging you to, whether it's just find out your blood type, whether it's picking your product that's going to cleanse, to help you cleanse and reach your health goals, whether it's wanting to be more of the solution for the problem by joining us to be a certified wellness coach or influencer. Whatever it is, we're just asking, make a decision for you, your family, and your community, and join us as we lead the campaign with knowing your blood type and the 5 steps to generational wealth. I thank you for your time. This concludes my presentation. Get back to the person that invited you, tell them thank you, and bring somebody back. We'll be back here on this same bat channel, same bat dial, right? On Saturday at 10 a.m. and again on Sunday at 5 p.m. You also are very much encouraged and invited to visit us down at 411 East 35th Street at our wonderful, amazing headquarters, Akana headquarters, where you can hear this presentation live, have the opportunity to be tested, and also receive a comprehensive health screening, which we call a bioscan, that will take a snapshot of your vital areas and let you know just how you're doing inside. And so that concludes. I thank you so very much. Have a great day. Bye for now.